Jai Hind students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Students, everybody says mistake is the first step of success, but actually the real fact is correction of mistake is actually the first step of success. So basically what I mean to say is that don't be afraid of making mistakes, but you need to rectify those mistakes. Don't repeat your mistakes time and again.
Students, in this session, we are going to derive a formula for the resultant inductance in the series grouping. That is, we are going to study the inductors connected in series. Now, let us consider two coils of inductances, say L1 and L2, to be connected in series like this. This is a series grouping of two coils, right? This is coil 1, this is coil 2. Suppose its inductance is L1 and the inductance of the other coil is L2. And also let us consider the mutual inductance of these two coils is M. So M stands for the mutual inductance, right? So what we have considered is L1, L2 be the self-inductance of these two inductors, and M, it is the mutual inductance between them. Further, let E1 and E2 be the induced EMFs produced in the two inductors. Suppose E1 is the induced EMF produced in the first inductor and E2 be the induced EMF produced in the second conductor, right? Now since these two are connected in series, therefore the total EMF produced across the combination is total EMF produced across the combination. Obviously, it will be given by E is equal to E1 plus E2. This is the net EMF induced across the combinations, right? So it will be definitely given by the potential drop across the first conductor plus the potential drop or the induced EMF across the second conductor, right? Now let di by dt be the rate at which the current is changing. So suppose dy by dt is the rate of change of current, rate of change of current through the two inductors, in series. Now what happens is, here the EMF induced across coil L1 will be due to the self-inductance as well as due to the mutual inductance between these two coils. Therefore, the EMF induced across the first coil due to the self-inductance is minus L1 di by dt. This we are already aware of. This is the EMF induced across coil 1 due to the self-inductance, right? And due to the mutual inductance between these two coils, the EMF induced is minus M di by dt. As we are aware, this negative sign suggests that the EMF induced across the coil either due to the self-induction or due to the mutual induction. Both are of opposing nature. And similarly, the EMF induced across the second coil would be equal to the EMF induced due to the self-induction of the second coil plus the EMF induced due to the mutual inductance between these two coils. So due to the self-inductance of coil 2, the EMF induced is minus L2 di by dt. Rate of change of current across both the coils is same since they are connected in series. Minus plus minus will get minus M di by dt. This is the mutual inductance between the two coils, and this is the EMF induced in the second coil due to the mutual induction between the two given coils, right? And also suppose its combination is resultant is like this. This is the effective inductance of the series combination. Let us assume it to be given by Ls. Since it is the resultant of these two, therefore rate of change of current will remain same. It will be di by dt. And net EMF induced across the points A and B. This is A and this is B. Suppose it is considered to be small letter e, isn't it? So, E, which is the net EMF induced across the resultant, it would be given by minus Ls. Ls is the resultant inductance of the series combination of these two inductors, right? And rate of change of current is di by dt. So put this as equation number 1, this as equation number 2, this as equation number 3, and this as equation number 4. Now what to do is substitute this value of E, E1, E2 from second, third and fourth in equation 1. Therefore, from equation 1, what we get is E, let's substitute the value, minus Ls di by dt is equal to E1, it is minus L1 di by dt minus M di by dt, right? Plus E2. E2 is minus L2 di by dt minus M di by dt. So, which implies that minus Ls di by dt is common on both the sides. So, we get minus L1 minus M minus L2 minus M. That is minus Ls is equal to minus L1 minus L2 minus twice M. Or students, the effective series combination, the effective inductance of the series combination of the inductors is given by L1 plus L2 plus twice M. So this is the formula for the effective inductance when the two inductors are connected in series. Now remember one thing, if the mutual inductance is considered to be negligible, if the mutual inductance between the two coils is given to be negligible, or it's not given, its value is not given in a numerical, so the value of M is to be neglected. In such a case, the net effective inductance in the series grouping is given by simply Ls is equal to L1 plus L2, right? So you can generalize this result for two or more inductors connected in series. So in such a case, the effective inductance in the series grouping is given by the sum of inductances of the inductors connected in series, right? So this is the case of inductors when they are connected in series. Let us consider the case where the inductors are connected in parallel. So what we consider is, suppose these are the two conductors, or rather two coils of inductances, say L1 and L2. This is L1, and the other coil or the other inductor, say of inductance L2, be connected in series as shown in this figure, right? So let these two inductors be connected in parallel. They are connected in parallel, right? So these are the two coils which are connected in parallel. Now in parallel, we know that the EMF induced across the circuit element connected in parallel will remain constant. So if the EMF induced across coil 1 is E1 and the EMF induced across coil L2 is E2, then E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E, say. Because in parallel grouping, the EMF induced or the potential difference across the circuit elements connected in series, connected in parallel, not series, connected in parallel is constant, right? So suppose at any instant current I is in the main circuit, and this will act as a junction. The current will get distributed between I1 and I2, between these two branches. This is I1, this is I2, and this is I. So at any instant, using junction rule, the net current I would be given by I1 plus I2. Now, induced EMF will get produced only when the current through this coil changes, isn't it? So, suppose the rate of change of current through the first coil is dI1 by dt. While in the second coil, the rate at which the current changes, let us consider it to be dI2 divided by dt. So, differentiating this equation with respect to time on both sides, we get di by dt is equal to di1 by dt plus di2 by dt. Put this as equation 1, right? Now, its equivalent diagram, this equivalent diagram would be like this. Those two coils may be replaced by a single coil. And suppose its effective inductance is LP. So LP stands for the inductance, resultant inductance of the parallel combination of these two coils, right? So what is the net current flowing? It is I. What is the rate of change of current through this coil? di by dt. So I have replaced these two coils with a single coil. And here the effective inductance of this coil, which is the parallel grouping of these two, is considered to be LP, right? Now let's consider E1. Here E1 is minus L1 dI1 by dt. Now look students, when the coils are placed or oriented in this particular manner, then the mutual inductance is almost negligible. So when the coils are connected in parallel, so the mutual inductance between them is almost zero. It is almost negligible. So the EMF induced in either of these two coils will be only due to self-induction. So E1 is minus L1 dy by dt, and the EMF induced across the second coil would be minus L2 di2 by dt. Therefore students, di1 by dt, it may be written as E1 by L1 with negative sign. And similarly, di2 by dt, over here it can be written as minus E2 by L2. And over here, the resultant EMF induced is E, isn't it? It's same across these 2 points, A and B. This is point A and this is point B. E is the EMF induced across the resultant, which will be equal to the EMF induced across the first coil, which in turn will be equal to the EMF induced in the second coil. Because in the parallel grouping, the potential difference across any two given points is always constant, right? So, here E would be equal to minus, for this case, LP di by dt. Therefore, the rate of change of current, when we consider this equivalent coil, it would be equal to minus E by LP, isn't it? So, substituting the value of di by dt, di1 by dt and di2 by dt in equation 1, what we get is, so from equation 1, let's substitute this value. Di by dt is minus E by LP. LP is the resultant inductance of the parallel grouping of the coils, right? It is equal to di1 by dt. It is minus E1 by L1. And di2 by dt, it is minus E2 by L2. Now since E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E, therefore E equals to E1 equals to E2. Therefore what we get is minus 1 by LP is equal to minus 1 by L1 minus 1 by L2. Or students, it can be still modified as 1 by LP is equal to 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2, right? So this is basically the expression for finding out the effective inductance of the parallel grouping of the two coils, right? So the conclusion is, when two inductors or more inductors are connected in parallel, then the reciprocal of the resultant inductance of the combination is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the inductances of the individual coils, right? It can further be modified like this. 1 by LP is equal to, if you take LCM, it will be L1, L2, and in the numerator we'll get L1 plus L2, which implies that LP is equal to L1, L2 divided by L1 plus L2. So this is the formula to be used for the parallel grouping of coils, right? And here remember, in case the two coils are connected in parallel, then the mutual inductance between the two coils under consideration can be considered to be negligible. Here the coefficient of coupling is negligible, so mutual inductance would be 0, right? Now let us try to attempt these numericals, which are based on the series and the parallel and the mixed grouping of the inductors, right? Let's consider first question. Here we are supposed to find out the resultant inductance between the points A and B. So these are the three inductors having inductances of 0.75 Henry, 0.5 Henry and 0.5 Henry. It's a mixed grouping, right? So how to solve it? These two, L2 and L3, are connected in parallel. No doubt regarding this. So you can modify the circuit like this. This is point A, right? This is L1, which will be 0.75 Henry, while on the other hand, these two, they are connected in parallel. So the effective value of inductance of these two inductors which are connected in parallel would be 0.25, because L23, it would be equal to L2 into L3 divided by L2 plus L3. In the parallel grouping, we make use of the formula 1 by L parallel equals to 1 by L2 plus 1 by L3. So this formula is to be used so as to find out the effective inductance of these two coils connected in parallel. So 0.5 into 0.5 divided by 0.5 plus 0.5. It will be half of these two. These two are same. So you can solve for L23. Substitute the value of L2 and L3 each as 0.5. You will get 0.25 Henry. So it will be 0.25 Henry. Right? Now there is no doubt that these two are connected in series. Therefore, in series, resultant is 1, 2, 3. It will be simply given by L1 plus L23. So, we get 0.75 Henry plus 0.25 Henry. So, it will give us 1 Henry. So, the effective inductance of the mixed grouping between the points A and B is 1 Henry. Right? Let's proceed with the second question. This is part of a closed electric network. We are supposed to find out the potential difference VA minus VB when the current I is 5 ampere and is decreasing at the rate of 10 raised to power 3 ampere per second. So rate of change of current di by dt, it is given to be 10 raised to power 3 ampere per second, right? So current is flowing from A to B. So the potential difference between the points A and B is given by VA minus VB. VA minus VB is the potential difference between the points A and B, right? So let's apply the loop rule. So here, suppose it is R. So current is flowing along this direction. So it would be, the potential drop across this resistor would be IR. Plus, suppose its EMF is E. Now it will be sending current in the opposite direction. So obviously it will be minus E. Plus, in this case the EMF induced This we are aware. It's given by minus L di by dt. Right, students? So just apply the loop rule over here. So the potential difference between the points A and B would be given by VA minus VB is equal to IR. Current at that instant is 5, resistance is 1, plus minus E, that is minus 15, plus minus L is the self-inductance of this coil is going to be 5 millihenry. So it will be 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 henry. And di by dt, it's the rate of change of current, that is 10 raised to power 3. So let's solve it. So 10 raised to power 3, 10 raised to minus 3 get cancelled. So we are left with 5 minus 15 minus 5. Isn't it? 5 minus 5 get cancelled. So we will be left with minus 15 volt. So this is the effective potential difference between the points A and B. Fine, students? Okay, let's proceed to the third question. Here again we are supposed to find out the effective inductance between the points A and B. And these are the three inductors, right? Actually, these three inductors are connected in parallel. All the three inductors are connected in parallel. Look, one end of this coil, suppose this is the first coil, this is the second coil, and this is the third coil. One end of this coil is connected to point A, the other end of this coil is connected to point B. So, this is the first coil. Its one end is connected to point A, the other end is connected to point B, which are supposed to consider that path which offers minimum resistance, right? Now consider coil 2. Its one end is connected to point B, the other end of the coil is connected to point A. So, the coils are connected between the same 2 points A and B. This is coil 2. This is the first coil, this is the second coil. Now consider the third one. Again, its one end is connected to the end A, the other end is connected to end B. So, this is the third coil. So actually, all the three inductors 1, 2 and 3 are connected between the same 2 points A and B. So definitely it is the parallel grouping of these three inductors, right? So in parallel we are aware of this formula. 1 by LAB, it would be equal to 1 by L1. This is 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2 plus 1 by L3. So let's substitute the value. So 1 by 3 Henry. All the three inductors are given to have inductance of 3 Henry. So 1 by LAB, it will be equal to 3 by 3, that is 1, which implies that net effective inductance between the points A and B, it will be equal to 1 Henry. Clear, students? Okay, now let's consider this fourth question. Here again we are supposed to find out the effective inductance between the points X and Y. Now these two are connected in series, and students remember here the mutual inductance between the coils, between the two coils is also given, right? So here the mutual inductance between the two coils is also to be considered. So in the series grouping we have derived the formula that it is given by L1 plus L2 plus twice M. This is the formula, isn't it? So effective inductance between the points X and Y would be given by 0.35 plus L2. It's again 0.35 plus twice the value of M is 0.3. So what we get is it will be 0.7 plus 0.6. So effective inductance between the points X and Y, it is equal to 1.3 Henry. So this will be the answer. So students, I hope you have understood the concepts involved in solving these questions, right? So that's it for this particular session. Do join me in my next lecture. Till then, do take very good care of yourself and always stay blessed. Thank you.